Hello, hello, hello. Make sure my mic sounds nice.
Check
Check one.
one. My mic
My mic
sounds
sounds
nice.
nice. Check
Check
two.
two.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. So,
Well,
how are you this Thursday afternoon?
it's been a long week.
Mm-hmm.
Long, arduous week. How's your week been?
It's been all right. I just been extra tired. I think it was the full moon on Monday night.
Nah,
I gotta get my energy back. I gotta get back exercising or something. I think I'm sitting
walk
down
around the
too
block.
long with the computer. Yeah, I need to get up in the morning and go for a morning walk
Yeah,
before
you do.
working on a computer. I think that's what it is. Tom
Mhm.
Baker is the first in the house. Uh, gives us a thumbs up and 100% and says he is melting in Brussels. How warm is it there?
He's gonna too hot
He
for
says
Belgium. I want to.
too hot for Belgium.
I'm gonna have to convert to Fahrenheit if he says Celsius.
hmm I know that like was it is it 35 degrees is super hot there,
I
Celsius,
don't know.
whereas over here it'd be 90 degrees.
America.
I'm not great with the conversion. I have to get better. That's my bad. But another thing before we get started, let me put up this banner in case anyone comes in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it aloud. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This is a spoiler section. Spoiler motherfucking alert! We will be talking spoilers for Final Destination 1, 2, and 3, The Final Destination, Final Destination 5, and Final Destination Bloodlines, because we did get an opportunity to see that as well. I'm going to leave that ticker up there. And I have a couple announcements to do before we get started.
Now hold on before you get started.
hmm
If anybody has not seen Final Destination all the way up to before Bloodlines, then they're probably too young to be listening to this podcast, anyways. Because anybody in our age range has seen
you,
these movies.
do you realize that Final Destination came out in the year 2000? So a person
Yes,
born that year is 25 years old. That
yes,
is
yes.
wild to think
I thought
about.
about that. I was thinking about it today, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's crazy. Paul Draws is in the house. He says hi. Also, no worries, seen all 5 films. And Darfalina is here. She says hello. Welcome to the stream.
Hello,
Um,
Mrs. Darfalina.
I have a couple announcements. The first one is I did do my clown in a cornfield. I don't know why it does this when I try to. It shows the last thing instead of what I just put up. Let me remove and then add it again. I did do my clown in a cornfield review. I got caught up a little bit in copyright hell, so it's on my Patreon until I can. I submitted a dispute. Hopefully, whenever the dispute clears out, I will post it to my channel at a later date. But it is available in its entirety on Patreon right now.
That
Second
means you
order
have
of
to be a patron.
business. I'm starting another live stream on Monday called Weekly Horror News. This is not the completed thumbnail. This is just the mock-up. I may make some changes before I submit the thumbnail in total, but it's going to be more of what we do at the end of this podcast where I read a news horror story, except for this Monday podcast is all horror news stories. So I figured that might be an interesting thing to do for the summer. You guys let me know how you feel about that. It's difficult when you try something new because you don't know whether people are going to take to it or not. But I'm going to try. And tomorrow night I will be on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel on Slipcover Bullet, his channel. We're going to be talking about Cool World and Cool as Ice, which is a movie I have avoided watching for 30 years. So it'll be very interesting to talk about Cool as Ice. That movie came out, if I remember, when I was in high school, and I didn't watch it then. I never watched it, I guess, whenever it came on cable or on VHS or however it came out. I've been able to avoid it for 30 years. So there's that.
Well,
But that's tomorrow night at 9 p.m. on Slipcover Bullets channel. I will put the link on the community tab or the community post page on YouTube. I'll also put the link on my Instagram, my TikTok, Twitter, Slasher, Blue Sky, everywhere that I'm at, Threads, and anywhere where you're following me, I'll put the link for you guys to come through tomorrow night. All right, back to the comments. Tom says, yes, weird how time flies. Paul says, yeah, I'm born in 2000 along with the first film. Wow, Paul. I'm definitely wanting to hear your opinion on Final Destination, because you watching Final Destination is like me watching, let me think, what horror movie came out in 1975? Well, I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 74. So
Yeah.
I enjoy that, but when I look at it, it does seem like so long ago.
It really does. Like, yeah.
Tom says it's crazy. Gladiator also is the year 2000. I'm getting a headache. That's why time is. Oh my God, I can't believe it's 25 years ago. That doesn't seem like 25 years ago.
Oh my God, I know. What has happened in the 25 years?
This is a great segue to remind everyone how it all began. I'm gonna start us off with the original trailer for Final Destination. Ofo Mickey Latte's in the house.
Hi, Fo.
She says, cool as ice because he didn't want to get sued again. Yep. All right, let's check out the original trailer for Final Destination.
I got this feeling.
When I did rewatch this 2 weeks ago, it is like
and the left side blows
like a
up, and
time
then the whole
capsule
place
of that year when you look at the clothes
I
and
know.
the hair and everything.
What they're, you know,
It's not a joke. It's not a
the
joke.
cake player Walkman.
We get thrown
Yes.
off the plane all because Brownie has a bad dream.
Remember how you thought that you were like the shit if you had that
It's gonna blow
what was it
up, it's
called?
gonna
The
blow up.
Yeah.
Chase this man or something?
All
Anti-skip.
287 passengers are
And he
feared
was
dead.
he's wearing a Miami shirt, I think.
By the way, that's Devin Sawa
Because of you, I'm
playing
still
the main
alive.
character. He
Yeah.
also plays the father on Chucky. And he played the president on like Chucky season 3.
In death, there are no
Yeah,
accidents.
age hit him hard.
Well, it's been 25 years.
And no escapes.
Did it happen
Oh,
again?
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. That was
Did
a
you
difficult
see
one.
Todd die?
What if it was our time? What if we're not meant to get off that plane? What if there is a design, then it's not finished?
By walking off the plane, you're cheating death. You have to figure out when it's coming back at you.
What are you, God now?
He knows which one of us is next.
You have a responsibility to tell me.
I knew I should have hit on Tammy in the pool that time.
I'm not gonna let it happen, okay?
Nobody has control over life and death.
This movie was so tense.
Unless they are
I
taking
remember when it
lives.
first came out, how the audience reaction
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
crazy.
It's gonna sound old.
How can
Yeah,
you
that
promise
pan
me that
around
no
is
one else is going
great.
to die?
You know what? When was this released?
The year
What
2000.
month? No, what month?
Oh,
It was
I'm not sure.
1997.
No. It was released in the year 2000. I'll look up the month right now. What's interesting about Final Destination is that it was originally a concept for an episode of the X-Files. And it was done by James Wong. That's Wong, not to be confused with James Wan. And James Wong, oh my God, my phone. What the heck? Stop. There we go. Sorry about that. James Wong, I know him most for the episode of X-Files called Home, where it
That's
had
not
like
the same James Wong.
No, that was James Wong.
That was James Wan.
Are you hold on, now I have to look that up. Okay, hold on. Let me find out the month that Final Destination originally came out, because I don't remember what month. I saw it in a movie theater, but I don't remember what month, because it was 25 years ago. Wow. March. It came out March 17th.
Maybe you're right. I maybe stand corrected.
Hold on, let me look up. Who directed the X-Files episode Home? It was written by James Wong.
Oh.
He did not. You're correct. We're both right. You're right that he did not direct that episode, but he did write that episode. It's directed by Kim Manners, but it was James Wong wrote that episode of Home, and he had
What
originally written Final Destination as an episode of X-Files also, and they expanded it into a full film.
I swear I've been Mandela affected because I swear I thought it was James Wan.
No, I think a lot of us just got it confused because the names are so similar. It's James Wong, W-O-N-G. Now, when I was looking up some of the trivia on Final Destination, let's see if there's a jump scare at the end of this trailer. It's just showing that.
I'll see you soon.
There you go.
This was right there. This was so nice, like what you said about time capsule.
Yeah,
this was like when they try to capitalize on all the the seventh heavens and
yeah. They did that
shows I never watched.
Yeah, in the late 90s, early 2000s, probably starting with Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. They just kept on trying to take all the kids that were in, like, I guess, nighttime soap opera series and put them in movies.
Yeah,
I think that was a pretty smart marketing tactic because the audience already knows who these people are. So that would cause them to come to the movie theaters to see them.
Yeah.
Now, when I was looking into Final Destination before we really deep dive into Final Destination, and I found out that about the X-Files link, James Wong said that he was inspired by a movie called Soul Survivors. And I did show the trailer on a different live stream, but I'm going to show it again because it's leading to something else. And this is the original trailer for Soul Survivors. And you'll be able to see, anybody who missed it the last time we showed it, the similarity in the storyline to Final Destination.
Between the dimension of life and death.
How many made it?
Just you, I'm afraid.
This is Todd 86. We have a light up.
Say again?
Somewhere between the unexpected and the unexplained.
Somewhere.
Are the forces beyond human understanding.
Yeah, as you can see, she survived a plane crash.
Something
and death is following her. Sound familiar?
Is watching her.
Well, like James Wong said, that he was inspired by this movie.
And now is coming to get her.
And he expanded it from just being one person who survived to several people surviving, and that way you get more out of it.
Body count.
Yeah, much bigger body count.
No one can stop it.
The harmony of nature has been
And in the blonde lady, her character is a psychic. She's kind of like
existence.
She serves the same purpose that Tony Todd's character serves in the Final Destination.
The retribution of tormented souls is about to be unleashed.
That clawed hand is not in the movie.
Back when they made 10-minute trailers.
So
that trailer is only like 2 minutes, but that hand, the monster hand is not in the movie. But I noticed in the 80s, a lot of times they would put things in the trailers that were not in the movies.
That's to get you to go to the movie.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I went to look at Soul Survivor, which I did rewatch and I'm going to review, I look in their trivia and it says, well, this movie is inspired by another movie. So if Final Destination is inspired by Soul Survivor and Soul Survivor is inspired by another movie, I went to see, well, what movie is that? Check this out.
Survivor. It will never rest alone.
Carnival of Souls, 1962.
Hey, want to drag, huh? Rev it up.
So you got these two people drag racing.
Action you've never seen. Races across your screen as you thrill to a new dimension in picture making.
Yeah.
Carnival of Souls.
Or was it 5? No, it was 5 that had the bridge. And one survivor from the car crash.
This is the shocking story of a who crawled from the river to race through a nightmare, walking a tightrope between heaven and hell. From the unreal, she crashes through to reality. But try as she will to lead a normal life, she is torn from a goal. There's no privacy in a life she's ever watched, tormented.
Oh, did you guys peep
Either
that?
it's her neighbor.
Check this out.
What, the peeping Tom?
No, this.
hell. From the unreal, she crashes through to reality.
You see what's in her hand?
No, a razor.
No, it's a washcloth. I'm trying to figure out where these people who said that they don't know about what this woman would be someone's grandmother or great grandmother now. She is in a bathtub with a washcloth. But there's groups of people online claiming that they never use washcloths. They don't know why anyone would use a washcloth. They've never heard of it. And I'm like, this is 1962. This woman is using a washcloth. I'm just trying to figure out where those people come from.
This is an incredible filibuster.
Yeah, I know it's a side note. It's a side quest, but I just had to
side quest.
I had to point out that she is using a washcloth.
But try as she will to lead a normal life, she is torn from a goal. There's no privacy in a life she's ever watched, tormented. Either it's her neighbor, desirous of her physically, watching her with his leering eye, or it's the evil eye of the man who taunts her, the man who wants her.
I love
so that's supposed to be
from the bottom of the river they come. They reach her.
I just watched this. It's only I think it's an hour and 16 minutes long.
They demand that she dance with them at the Carnival of Souls. She is a girl driven mad by the relentless forces of the beyond. He will not relent as he comes for her again and again.
Oh,
she whirls between the real and the unreal, trying to cling to life.
I like being with you, really I do. I don't want to be alone tonight. I want to be near you.
This is another. Why do these trailers feel so long to me?
This is the original trailer.
But she must watch herself in death. She must dance at the Carnival of Souls held just for her. For they have come for her for the last time, claiming her as one of their own. Carnival of Souls arouses such emotion that the management has been forced to state positively no refund. Carnival of Souls is the shocker of all time, guaranteed to sweep you into a new dimension of picture making. You can't afford to miss Carnival of Souls.
No, the thing about Carnival of Souls, let me bring that back on the screen.
If you turn around and say there's another movie that inspired Carnival of Souls, I'm going to be
No, I'm not. What I was going to say is Soul Survivor says that the makers of Soul Survivor say that they were inspired by Carnival of Souls. But watching Carnival of Souls, which by the way is on HBO and it's on Tubi, it actually reminded me more of Jacob's Ladder.
Are you going to play the trailer for that too?
No, I'm not going to play the trailer for Jacob's Ladder. I'm just saying that in Carnival of Souls, she survives. She goes off the bridge. She survives a car crash, and death is following her. But it's a little bit more like Jacob's Ladder in that. And I'm sorry, I'm spoiling Carnival of Souls for you.
Oh my god!
It's what a 70-year-old movie at this. No, it's 62.
Dare you?
62. So it's a 60-year-old movie. I'm going to spoil it. It's like Jacob's Ladder in that she's stuck in a between state of being alive and being dead. And at the end of the movie, they pull the car up out of the water, and she's in it with the other two girls. So she was dead the whole time. I guess.
Damn, man! Why would you do that?
I told you I was going to spoil Carnival of Souls. But anyways, the whole car going off the bridge and one person coming out thing kind of reminded me of Final Destination. So let me take this down. I've got a couple comments here.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode, by the way.
Yeah. Tom Baker asks, you have several YouTube channels? I do have more than one YouTube channel.
No, he's asking Paul Draws.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. I see it now. My bad. Well, just finish that. I do have 2 YouTube channels, but one is more about fashion, and I haven't made any content in it for a very long time. Paul Draws says, it's a good film. I'm not overly in love with it because I didn't grow up with it until I found it over a year ago, which is understandable. Certain things we look at through nostalgia glasses, and I see another comment that's going to make me go further into that, and that's by Tom Baker, who says, I grew up with the first Ghostbusters, as did I. I love Ghostbusters, but I do understand people who didn't grow up with Ghostbusters not loving it, because I'm looking at Ghostbusters through the eyes of the 8-year-old girl that saw Ghostbusters, and that's why I love it. But if I saw it for the first time in my 20s, I don't know whether I would love it as much as seeing it as a child. So I totally understand if someone is watching Final Destination now and
Superman the movie.
Yeah, Superman the movie.
Or Star Wars.
I didn't see Superman in the theater, but I saw Superman 2 in the theater, and it's just when you hear that score, and it's just a feeling like you can't replace that feeling of being a little kid in a movie theater seat where your feet don't even touch the ground. Yes.
Yeah. But I saw 1, 2, and 3 in the movie theater.
Oh wow, you are lucky.
And
I
3
only
was
got
horrible.
to see. I saw Superman 2 in the theater, and I want to say I saw Empire Strikes Back at the drive-in. I definitely saw Return of the Jedi in the theater.
Here's one.
What?
Now, for every movie that I see that's really good in the theater, I have to see movies like this. You ever see Spies Like Us?
No, I didn't see Spies Like Us.
That was horrible.
Mm.
And it was all because of the Ghostbusters. I think it came out after Ghostbusters because it was. I think it was. There's 2 movies I might be confusing. There's Spies Like Us, and then there's another one. Let me see real quick while you're talking, because I'll tell you in a second. Go ahead.
Okay, Tom Baker says yes. Carnival of Souls is amazing. Also, I recently discovered that movie, and I feel like it comes from people getting the color scrubbed off of them as kids. No, I'm talking about these ladies that there was these podcasters that kept popping up on TikTok, and they were talking about how they had never seen anyone use a washcloth before, and I never heard of it, and I was just like, that's a very odd thing to me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fomiki Latte also says, and then growing up and vowing to not do that to themselves or their kids.
All right, so let me really fast. Spies Like Us was from '85, and it starred Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
I remember who was in it.
And
hold on, let me finish Monkey Latte's comment. She says that whole cleanliness next to godliness was taken very literally and physically by some people. Yeah, I could see it being abusive. I still like to very much exfoliate, but I now, in addition to a washcloth, I love to use the Korean net. That exfoliates your skin so well. But I do know what foaming latte is talking about, because I remember how hard my mother used to wash my face. It just seemed like she was scrubbing my face really hard. I don't know whether it's just because I was a little kid. Did that happen to you too? Did you feel like your mom was washing your face too hard?
Yeah. And brush your teeth too hard to the point where your gums are bleeding when you spit out.
Oh no, mine. I don't remember her brushing my teeth. I always brushed my own.
No,
she
got mad at me. She got mad at me because I didn't brush my teeth the right way, and she was already mad. So she just grabbed me, put me in the bathroom, and just started scrubbing away with a toothbrush. But yeah, trauma dump.
Now let's get into the first Final Destination. We'll do a little bit of a recap from what I remember, what I recall, and from rewatching it 2 weeks ago. This is the one with the plane crash, which was really, really interesting because when it first came out, we didn't know what to expect. Because as you can see from the trailer didn't show you what was going to happen really in the movie. It just looked like it was going to be, a horror movie just based on the music and then them saying having the characters speak about death. But we didn't know what the actual storyline was going to be until we watched Final Destination. So that alone came as a surprise. So we're watching the opening where the kids they're traveling on a school trip to France, and they get on the plane, and then all this messed up stuff happens. Like, I remember the side of the plane opens up, and then there's like an explosion, or I'm saying it backwards. There's an explosion which opens up the side of the plane. People get sucked out the window. People get caught on fire, and then it just jumps to our main character's like a close up of his face, and you realize this is his has been his premonition. And so he stands up and he's like, everybody's gonna die on a flight. And of course the other kids get into it with him, and they all get kicked off the flight, including 2 teachers. But then one teacher tells the other teacher, no, you love this, you also speak French better than me, you get back on the plane. And as you can see in the bottom left corner, there is a moment where they're in the lobby because they've been kicked off the plane, and right when a plane explodes mid-air, I guess the force of the explosion shatters the windows behind them, and that's when everyone realizes that his premonition was the truth. And so they get questioned by the police because they're like, how did he know unless he was involved? Because they're this is in the year 2000, like literally a year before 9/11, or was it the same year of 9/11? I'm trying to think. Was that 2000 or 2001? Either way,
2001.
yeah. So it was a year
2001.
before. So it was a year before 9/11. But yeah, so after they finish getting questions and they go their separate ways, unfortunately they start to pass away one by one in these really extremely creative ways. And also we're first introduced to William Bloodworth, which is Tony Todd's character in the Final Destination universe, and he is a coroner. And the kids they sneak in to talk to him one day because one of their friends has passed away, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and he's the one that explains to them about death's design. Also, upon rewatching Final Destination, I hadn't noticed that on the luggage ticket it says Final Destination, and that's because at first I didn't connect the name of Final Destination. Another thing that Final Destination is really good with are the I wouldn't call them jump scares, I would call them more startles. These startling moments, because they're not particularly scary, but they always startle you. Like the one that comes to mind immediately is the girl arguing, and then she steps into the street and gets hit by a bus. Now that seems really derivative because it's been copied over and over and over again. But when it happened in Final Destination, it was so unexpected. Like the audience really had a reaction to it, like, oh my God, dang. And the same thing happened with I forget Billy's death with the decapitation at the train tracks. Like you knew something was going to happen, but you didn't know it was going to be that extreme. And I think that's one of the strengths of the Final Destination, the original Final Destination. What are your memories of it? By the way, Double Feature Podcast is here. They say hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hey.
Double Feature. What are my memories of it?
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched it, so it's gonna be more on a bias. But when I first saw it, I thought I loved it. There's your hint. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was when I first saw it, I thought it was really unexpected, and I always like those unexpected kills because it basically it distracts you, so you're looking one way, and then all of a sudden, you're not expecting it, and that's what happens. But you're like, oh. But the bus scene, by the way, I read some movie trivia too.
Mm-hmm.
In that bus scene, the editors had to add the Alka-Seltzer because the that bus scene caught everybody. Like people were disturbed by it, so they said that they had to add the Alka-Seltzer part in the beginning, like after after it happens to people
to
remind
lessen
for
the
what
blow.
just happened.
Yeah, to lessen the blow, so that you mean that how it cuts from the bus to the Alka-Seltzer. Yeah.
And it's funny because when I saw that part, I was like, wait, it didn't happen at the end. Because I've been spoiled by the bus always hitting someone at the very end nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was pretty wild.
Yeah.
But continue on. But yeah, I did enjoy it when I back in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
The things you can do, by the way, in 2000.
Oh yeah.
Also, go ahead.
The resolution of the first Final Destination is that why can I never remember his name? I feel like it started with an A.
Alex,
thank you. Alex finds out that you can cheat death. Well, not necessarily cheat death, but you can avoid death by actually dying and coming back. And so that's what he ends up doing. He saves Claire by grabbing this like phone wire, because it's the climax of the movie takes place during a storm, and one of the phone wires comes down, and Claire is in a car. She's trying to get away, and that wire is threatening to electrocute her in a car. So Alex grabs the wire, and he gets electrocuted, and then he's revived by paramedics. So he technically did die, but was brought back. And we find out that that's the only way to cheat death.
Well, that's not what we find out.
Well, for part one, this is all as far as we know
not
in
even
part
one. Oh, yeah, that's right, part one.
Yeah, part
Nope.
one, because
Yes, okay.
well, oh, you know what I forgot? There's an alternate ending. Hold up,
Is
let me
there?
find. Yeah, hold on. You
Well,
read the
anyways.
chat. I'm gonna find
All
alternate
right.
ending because
So
I
Double
just remember
Feature
that.
says they're planning on seeing the new Final Destination film Saturday at the drive-in. That's awesome. They still have drive-ins up north? I mean,
Yeah,
I haven't been to one
yeah,
in a
they still
minute.
have them up north.
Next one, let me see. Love the first film, such a fun time. Loved the plot, they say. And Paul Draw says, always fearing airplanes and our king, Tony Todd, is the best part that I can remember. Yeah, fearing airplanes. Yeah, to this day, I would have to say that I still don't take the tag off if I travel somewhere. It's still like the one from before. It's still on there. You know, that's my Final Destination thing. I still do it to this day. It's crazy. And now, yes, all right. And then they say, Double Feature says, yes, we have one. It's a double feature of Bloodlines and then Sinners. Ooh, you are so lucky.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Let me take this down.
No, let me take that. Let me take the response down.
I totally forgot that there was an alternate ending that it might be. I don't have Final Destination DVD, but I'm guessing this was on the DVD because it wasn't this is not the original ending in the theaters. So let's check out the alternate ending.
Stay in the car. Don't touch anything. You'll be safe. That okay? You're grounded by the tires.
Oh man.
So he's gonna grab the wire to save Claire.
You know what to do. When I do this, it'll skip you and it'll all be over, okay? The only way we can keep that.
I'm so glad that haircut went away because that haircut he has is terrible. But it's not as bad as the haircut Homeboy had in Halloween H2O.
Oh, wait till we see Cool as Ice.
Oh, jeez.
I'm expecting a Rick roll.
Oh, yeah, that's different. He didn't catch fire last time. Oh, wow. So he just flat out doesn't survive in the alternate version.
I like that ending better. Then you got that guy who interrogates very softly. He's like, hey, what do you know about death?
Wait, hold on.
She's pregnant. That's what I remember. I don't remember that, but I read about this.
They didn't even have a love scene in the theatrical version.
Maybe she got pregnant by death.
She did not get pregnant by death.
Why not? Didn't someone get impregnated by a tree?
No, hold on.
The 13th of May, 925.
Anakin. I name him Anakin.
Yeah, I could see why they didn't go with this ending. It kind of like Alexander Chance.
Oh my God. All right.
Why did it come in so loud?
I don't know, but this right here is how long? Huh.
It's only a few minutes. But I could see why they cut it. It kind of like brings everything to a dead stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm
death.
bored.
The death wind is blowing behind you.
The death wind to start the
that's what I call it.
Rube Goldberg.
Yes, in Final Destination movies, there's always like the death comes as wind, smoke, water, mist.
I feel wind like that all the time. Uh-oh.
Okay, now what is
Death is in your house.
Alex Browning, Terry? Oh, these are all the people that passed. You wouldn't frame that? Well, no, because what if the glass breaks and then you accidentally die? Like everything is.
Wow, this thing is still going on?
Yeah. No, I prefer the ending with the sign hitting this dude.
I prefer you to put this on 3 times speed or something. Because
it's almost done. Look, it's almost done.
Oh my god.
Hey.
I legitimately would have walked out of the theater by now. I would have been like, yep, I know he died. Okay, I'm done.
Sorry, Alex never got to see him.
He sees him every day.
Clear. Alex was right.
You don't get hit with something, I'll be like, this is such a waste.
We beat it.
It's gonna leave you
fall on him or
underwhelmed.
something.
It's gonna leave you underwhelmed.
Now that we've won, Carter, there's a chance at a full life.
Who are these people?
Chance that I'm
That's
not going
Claire,
to
and this is the dude that fought him on the airplane and got kicked off.
Why
and
does
then
he look
that's
weird?
I don't know. Oh, there's a leaf coming. Is it gonna kill them? No. Nope.
No, it's
just a
gonna
leaf.
drop on his head, and then there goes the evil Rube Goldberg.
That's
Yep,
it.
that was it.
That's a waste. That was such a waste of time.
Now I'm gonna say it. That was fucking horrible.
That was a complete waste of time, and I see why they cut it.
He flat out has the Superman armor unreal ending. Okay. Oh wait. Sorry, let me start up here.
Mm-hmm.
Double feature says I don't remember him catching fire. Didn't remember that alternate ending.
Yeah, he in the theatrical he didn't catch fire. He just got zapped by the wire and died, and then he was revived by the paramedics.
And then that dude at the gravestone was the one that died.
Yeah, he was the one that died at the very end when they were in Paris, and the
'Cause
sign came
says,
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sign comes down right behind him. Paul
And
says
then-
he flat out.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm not gonna click
He
it
flat
now.
out have Superman armor on real ending. I can see why they cut it as well. And Paul says one issue before ending where he escapes from the cops on a small boat, like the cop didn't swim to catch him. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into the second one. Final Destination 2. Let's see. This one.
Are you gonna hold
I
on? Wait,
almost
are
feel like
you? Is this gonna be like? This might have to be like a 2-parter, no?
No, if we get through this fast
Okay,
enough.
go for it.
All right. So, to me, Final Destination 2 was iconic. You can't look at one of these log trucks without thinking about it. That alone makes it iconic. But it starts out with these. I'm going to do the real condensed recap. These kids are going to go, I think it's like a spring break, and they're going to go down, they're college age, and they're going to go down to see, they don't say Daytona 500, but it's basically like going to see the Daytona 500, but they never make it there because Homegirl has a vision of this epic, fiery 10, 12 car pileup on the highway. And so she is able to get out of her car and stop people from getting on the highway through the entrance ramp, which the entrance ramp was like exit 180, which is the same as the flight 180. So that comes back up. Tony Todd is not in this version. So when the survivors of this car wreck get questioned at a police department, Kyle from Living Single has to tell them about Death Design and how he read about it. And then there's all these really grody kills because
By the way, before you finish the Tony Todd, he wasn't in it. You're right, but if you listen to it with headphones, when that girl is that girl's sleeping, and you know how death comes through the door and it like wiggles in the very beginning.
Yeah.
It says her name, and it's Tony Todd's voice, so he was in it. Kind of.
Oh, yeah. So see, I didn't know that because I knew in
I had headphones on.
I knew he was also present in part 3 as the voice of the roller coaster ride, the entrance
Yeah.
to the roller coaster ride. He's the voice of that too. Part 2, I liked. I think I remember more the kills from part 3 than part 2 because the only kill I can really remember is the guy at the very beginning he was walking up the stairs with the iMac computer, and he went to his apartment, and there was all this Rube Goldberg stuff happening, but then he doesn't pass away until after he escapes all the weird shit in his apartment and in a fire in his apartment. He goes down a fire escape, and that fire escape comes down on his head and like right through his face. I remember that kill, and I remember the lady in the elevator.
You don't remember the barbed wire?
The barbed wire. Was that
When
the
the
guy
news
that he got
truck
cut?
explodes.
He got cut like 3 different ways with the barbed wire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When the
I
fence
do
hit
remember
him.
that.
Yeah.
I do remember the barbed wire kill, and I do remember the airbag kill.
Yeah, and well, I know we're going to talk about this probably, but anyways, the airbag kill. If you notice, because I just finished watching this, I actually didn't get to the end because I was like, eh. Anyways, the airbag. When the airbag, they hit you quick. They hit you quick with the airbag, and then right after the airbag goes to when she drops the cigarette, it leads on to the next kill right away. It was like bang bang, and I respected that. I like that.
Yeah, I have to agree. And the survivor in this one pretty much is the same thing in that Alex did in the theatrical ending to Final Destination, except she purposely drowns and then is resuscitated in the hospital. And also she goes to talk to Claire because Claire survived, but Claire voluntarily committed herself to an insane asylum in a padded room so that she'd be safe from death. And unfortunately, since she comes out of the padded room to help this young lady, I forget her name, she doesn't make it. So that's Final Destination 2. Let's get into Final Destination 3. By the way, we are going to go over our favorite kills towards the end of the program.
Yes.
But we're going to do a recap / review. Then we're going to get into the best kills, and then we're going to get into ranking the different Final Destination.
The movies.
Yes. So that's 2. And part 3, this is the one with the roller coaster, which I really liked. It has some of the best kills in part 3. As you can see, it's like a senior night at a carnival. It's how do I describe it? Because it's not quite as big as Six Flags, but it's not as small as a carnival. It's like what Riverside Park used to be in Massachusetts. It's that type of place. But they are going to a senior night, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character has the vision that the roller coaster is going to malfunction and they're all going to die. So they get off the roller coaster, and they try to go about their lives until death's design comes for them. And this one was so entertaining. Like the tanning bed thing, that was fun. The nail gun, I as you can see, when I made this little visual that I put some of my favorite kills in there. The fan blade in Homeboy's, the back of his head. Oh my God, that was great.
That was best.
Yeah. And then this guy that's in the bottom right corner, he just got like bifurcated. Like this, I think it's like some type of equipment. I don't know the name of it. It's a construction equipment fell on him and like cut him in half. But yeah, this one was super entertaining. How did it end? Were there any survivors?
No, oh God, it's so good. How did it end? Were there any survivors?
I really can't remember anyone surviving. I'm trying to
No, they got on the subway.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Her sister, and the dude, and then the subway crashed, and they all died. Yeah, they all died.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I couldn't remember any survivors, but that's Final Destination 3, which was, like I said, a lot of fun. Was this one in 3D? I feel like this. No. It was 4 that was in 3D, right? It was the Final Destination that was in 3D.
4, and then the Final Destination. I guess that's 5.
No. The Final Destination is 4.
Really?
Yeah,
So what are we on now? Bloodlines is what number?
6.
No.
Yes, it's 6.
Okay, so then
Watch,
yes,
watch.
then Final Destination should have been 3. I mean, it should have been in 3D, and then this other the last one that you're about to talk about
This is not the
should
last one.
not. I'm saying the one that you're going.
Watch.
This next one, the next one
This
you're going
next
to
one?
talk about.
Yes, this is called The Final Destination, but it's also Final Destination 4. It's the 4th movie, but they named it The Final Destination. It's kind of like how Jason Goes to Hell was supposed to be the last Friday the 13th, but it wasn't.
No,
Or
it wasn't. Friday the 13th, Part 4. The final chapter was supposed to be the
that's
last
right.
one.
So we've had 2 final Friday the 13th.
The final Friday. What about Freddy? Didn't they do a final Freddy?
Freddy's Dead. Yeah, Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, which wasn't the Final Nightmare, but it's that type of thing. This is called The Final Destination, but it really wasn't The Final Destination. And this one was in 3D because I remember seeing it in 3D because when they went to now this is a total different group of people that went to the car race that the people in part 2 were supposed to go to but never made it to. So this group of people are at the car race, and there's like a crash, and all I remember is at the theater in 3D, the car tire comes towards you, and as if it's gonna kill you, that type of thing. This one I think is the worst Final Destination. Number 1, too much CGI. Like it's just not. I mean, all of the Final Destinations have some amount of CGI, but some of them seem to use a mixture of practical effects with CGI. This one, I felt like it was entirely CGI with almost no practical effects, and it kind of sucked.
It should have been. I think I said it in the living room, and I said this should have been on fucking Sci-fi as a sci-fi movie.
It was so bad.
It was that bad.
I'm trying to
got to
think.
stop
Yeah,
cursing.
exactly.
My apologies.
Never
What'd you
trust
say?
the word final.
Oh.
Look at Paul Draws. He said, "Butt pool kill is crazy." Yes, it was. That was more laughable than scary. Like a lot of the kills in this one, it lacked the tension of the other Final Destinations because most of them have that, like we keep saying, that Rube Goldberg style of kill where one thing leads to another thing, leads to another thing that leads to a kill. Whereas this, it's just only one thing leads to a kill instead of it having like several factors.
Do you realize that you and I have seen all the Final Destinations in the movie theater too? Since 2000?
Yeah, I think this is the only franchise I can say I've seen everyone in theater.
With me.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, we ready to go on to the next one?
The last one. This
one is Final Destination 5, which was way better than Final Destination 2. I think the inciting incident isn't as great, like the whole bus on the bridge, which is what I was saying reminded me of the Carnival of Souls because they went off the bridge in a car. But this has people who are a mixture of college age and a little bit above college age because it is a company trip to which they get on a bus. They're going to a company retreat, and there's people working for the company, like the guy that has the tie and the sweater vest. That's the boss. Not sweater vest, sorry. He has like a jacket on. He's the boss. There's employees and there's also interns that would be college age, and they're all on the bus. And one young man, he sees the vision of the bus going off the cliff, and he freaks out and runs out of the bus, and people follow him and they end up surviving from that incident. This one's kills were way more entertaining to me than part 4. One that was so hard to watch in a movie theater is that LASIK eye one, because you just oh my gosh, that one was so hard to watch. Also my favorite, Gymnast Girl, like that was crazy.
The ending in this one lacked a lot. Like it was just like
I actually like the ending a lot because that's why I put the ship's map up there. Because if you look at the first circle, the larger circle, it says where the students sat. That's where the kids sat in the original Final Destination. And this one, Molly and I forget homeboy's name. I remember her name, but not his name. they end up on the same plane, but they're sitting further back.
Oh
Because if you
yeah,
notice
that's
in
right.
this movie, like the first tell that it gave, I remember is looking, because this one came out in 2011, and I remember looking at their clothes, going, "Why are they dressed like this?" Because their clothes were like so outdated. Then I saw Homeboy had a flip phone, and I'm like, "Why has he got a flip phone?" Because again, this is 2011. And then when you see the ending of it, you realize, oh, it's a period piece. It's supposed to take place just before the year 2000. So it's supposed to be like 1999 that this takes place.
Yeah, I apologize. The ending was good. It was the movie theater one where the building blew up. The mall.
That was, I want to say that was 4.
Was that
part 4.
4?
That was 4.
See, these deaths just blend. That was one of the worst ending
That's what I
scenes.
said. Part 4 is the worst Final Destination, in my opinion.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to get into Final Destination 6, which we just saw, or Final Destination Bloodlines. So if
Spoiler
you guys
alert,
don't want to
double
be
feature.
spoiled, oh no, let me put a banner up for.
You have one up, but spoiler alert.
No, but I
double
can make
feature.
another one so that they can mute us until we're done talking about the last one, and then so I'll just do that right now. Dead air.
But I'm sorry. I was looking at the Final Destination because I was trying to figure out something. My bad. So, anyways, let me go back to the chat. Where'd you get a off at? Okay, this one. Okay, here we go. Yes, whenever I see one, I move to the next lane. Oh, talking about the log trucks. Yeah, they're kind of. I mean, I could still go behind one, but I know a lot of people that don't. This franchise has so many actors that I recognize from TV shows. Yes, this was one of those. I don't want to wait to live. Back when we had all those TV Seventh Heaven type shit that was on TV that these kids were in that starred in these movies, and she's double feature says they're trying to think of if anyone else survived in that movie, and I had to bring it up who survived. Never trust the word final. Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I kind of don't trust the word final. Never. But Pool Kill is crazy, right? And then last one, double feature says, "Oh, you saw it already? Okay, let me mute."
There we go. Spoilers for Final Destination Bloodlines. Mutant to this banner comes down. All right, so we'll take this down. All right. So for Final Destination Bloodlines, this is the one in what I'm going to call the Space Needle. In the movie, they call it something else. I forget. You know what? I made a note of it. Let me pull up my notes. Because I knew I wasn't going to remember the name of the actual place. Because it just looks like this. The Seattle Space Needle?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Skyview is the name of the place.
Ah.
And of course, at the beginning of the movie is kind of set in late 1960s. And this girl is going on a date with her boyfriend, who's soon to be her fiance and husband, because he's taking her there to ask for her hand in marriage. But she has a vision about the Sky Needle malfunctioning and the glass floor breaking and everyone passing away. And so she's able to save everyone by running on the stage and letting everybody know that the floor is going to fall out from underneath them. Now, the way they set this up I thought was done so well. When she goes into the sky view, the camera pans around and you see, it's pretty new. It's a fairly new place, and people are dining on one side, and there's a dance floor on the other side that has a glass bottom. On the stage is this really beautiful black woman in this sequin gown, and she's singing, some, Stop in the Name of Love type 1960s music. To the side of the stage is a little boy, and he's playing with did he have a truck or a train? There
I
was something.
don't.
It was a toy he was playing with, but it was a
Yeah,
vehicle. Can't remember. It was a
I
vehicle.
can't either.
And the little boy is her son. And of course, she tells him, make sure you have to stay backstage while mommy's working. And that's whose microphone that she ends up running up on stage and grabbing to alert the people that the floor is going to cave in. No, when I said the floor is going to cave in, I immediately thought of Christopher Walken in The Dead Zone. The ice is going to break. Shout out to The Dead Zone. But she saves everyone. So cut to current day, and you have this family, which you saw pictured in the trailer. Oh, you know what? I should have played the trailer, the final trailer.
But before you start saying, we don't know that she rescued everybody because of all the death and destruction, and she ends up falling out of the building too with the little kid because
Well, that's all from the vision. I'm talking about
right.
after
But we don't
she had
know
the
that
vision.
until you meet
Yeah.
the girl.
Yes, this is true. Ah, you know what? I am leaving out a spot. I'm leaving out a part. I'm jumping ahead of myself. We find out about the vision because her granddaughter keeps having reoccurring dreams of the same vision. That's how we're introduced to it. Instead of us seeing it as her vision, we see it as the granddaughter's dream. And then she finally asks her family about it, and they tell her that that's something that happened to her grandmother.
They
So
kayfabed it anyway. Like, no,
yeah.
don't ever talk about it. She's dangerous.
Yeah, don't talk about her. She sees death everywhere, but she's not wrong. Her grandmother was not wrong.
No.
Now, the thing is, because it's about 100 people that she saved in that Space Needle, I'm going to keep calling it that, whatever. Death has taken its time to circle back around to her family because it had to kill all those other 100 people that she survived, plus their descendants who shouldn't have been born because they weren't supposed to survive that. So death had to kill all those 100 people in the Skyview, plus their descendants, and then finally get to her family. So now the girl goes back after visiting with her grandmother, which, by the way, when she finds her grandmother, that grandmother's fortress made what Laurie Strode had in Halloween, the 2018 Halloween, look like play. Like, this grandmother really, really had a fortress. And she had this big ass book where she had, in the book, as she's flipping through the pages, you see her illustrations, and you see illustrations that show the airplane. You see illustrations that show the log truck. She's been following this stuff and trying to elude death for over 50 years.
It was the book of the death.
Yeah. And so she gives this book to her granddaughter. At first, her granddaughter doesn't want to believe her, but she's like, look, you got to take this book or it's going to teach you how to avoid death. And if you don't, like, you're not going to survive. And the sad part about it is, in order to prove it to her granddaughter, she kind of had to sacrifice herself.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way that she died, which is, again, that great Final Destination startle type of kill, but also Rube Goldberg type of kill, where one thing has to go wrong to make another thing go wrong, to make another thing happen.
Yep.
And her granddaughter finally believes her because the exact way she passed away is the way she illustrated it in her book of one of the ways that she could pass away. And so the granddaughter starts to acquire the ability to see things like her grandmother. Like, she can walk around and see, okay, if this tree trimmer falls over and hits that ball, and then like all these, you know how, if you've seen the Final Destination movie, you know what I'm talking about. So she tries to warn her family. Fortunately, they freaking believe her, except for that one cousin. There was one cousin that he's like, yeah, right. But most of her family believes her. And they're like, okay, so what are we going to do? And they try to form a plan for how they're going to not be succumbed to death's design, which I very much enjoyed. While we're on this, I am going to play the final trailer for Final Destination, because there's two trailers. I played the first trailer when we did our trailer reaction. I didn't play the final trailer because I didn't want to see spoilers, but I'm going to play the final trailer now.
By the way, the that MRI machine.
Wait, we'll talk about that after.
No, I'm not going to talk. I want to talk. I saw a video that someone put up about how magnetic they are, and this woman was standing across the room. And they turned the MRI, and she's like letting her keys go, and them things went right into the machine.
Yeah.
So those, I didn't know they were that magnetic. I'm so good. Why am I always apologizing? Are you playing this?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking the chat out.
So, which one of you is next?
You found some way to stop death and survive.
2 ways. Take a life, you get the time that person had left. Or you have to die.
Death is coming for our family.
Charlie!
Stephanie. Grandma. Death is coming for us. Because we were never supposed to exist. All of this fits together. We might have a chance.
Yeah, that scene was the best scene.
Final destination, Bloodlines.
Maybe Death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Only in theater and special previews Thursday at 7 p.m. Get tickets now.
Yeah.
Let me take that
So,
down.
I'm waiting. I was just going to say something, but you go ahead. I was dead air.
I thought you wanted to talk about the best kill of the movie, which is the MRI kill.
No, I didn't. I was going to wait, but if you want, you said to wait. So I was just saying that I saw an MRI. I saw a woman do an MRI machine thing. I just don't understand. There's just questions about the MRI machine. So if you want to continue on.
I'll explain to you if you're worried, because I've been in MRI multiple times. You can't have anything metal on you. One man got really messed up because he went to do an MRI and he had I can't even think of another way to say it. He had a butt plug in and it had metal, and the MRI pulled the butt plug up into his body and almost through his body.
So then what the hell did the kid have on? Do you have a belt on or something, or a chain wallet?
It was implied that he had a piercing in his penis.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
but
it pulled out all of his piercings, and then it pulled a chair into him and threw him.
Broke him backwards.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, didn't the spring hit the other brother right away?
No, not right away. The other brother was going into anaphylactic shock from the peanut butter, and he used his EpiPen, and then when he finally was able to stand up and feel better, that's when the spring got him. Great timing, in my opinion.
Yeah, the spring got him right in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
But out of all the movies that we saw, out of all the Final Destinations, which one was your best setup kill? Like, the very first thing. Which one was the best one for you?
Well, we're gonna get into the best kills a little bit later. But before we do that, there's a couple interesting things I want to show you guys. Let me do a little bit of a break, and then we'll come back from the break and get into I want to talk about Tony Todd, and I want to show you some storyboards, and then we'll get into our best kills, because that's the highlight of the programming for me.
All right, we'll be right back.
One last thing before we move on, just for the people who do want to hear non-spoilers about Final Destination Bloodlines, what would be your review of it without any spoilers?
It was the kills were very unique, and it was very suspenseful. If you go into it and if you didn't like, what was it, 5, 4, one of the 4. If you didn't like 4, this one really like will help you cleanse your palate, so to speak, in my opinion. And I do believe they use practical effects in this a lot.
Yeah, I think they did too. And I think the opening of this, the opening catastrophe is right up there with the car pile up in part 2. And yeah, I think it's right up there. I think that's the best one. I think that the airplane one was pretty good, but I think as far as something being really dramatic, visceral, and I don't know, just hard to watch in a way, this one is up there with the log truck.
Well, you're also afraid of heights.
Yes. Yeah. So your mileage will vary. If you're not afraid of heights, then you might not get the same thing out of it. But yeah, definitely. I also enjoyed the family dynamic because you had people of different ages dealing with the same issue. I'll call it issue. I definitely think
ending to me on this one a little left to be desired, kind of.
I have to agree, only because the MRI kill was so good that anything that happened after it paled in comparison.
It's like when we had spoke about that movie, The Sickness, and I said that the sadness, and it was like one crazy kill. It was like one crazy kill, but then it came to with the guy in the subway. And I remember I told you, I said, okay, so where do you go from here? You have to get even more extreme.
Exactly.
So it was like, yeah.
Yeah, I would say because the third to last kill is the best kill, the last 2 kills pale in comparison. So that's the only thing I would do differently.
And
I'd probably save the best for last.
Yeah, if you think about it, even that boring ass nature movie.
In a
Violent nature. Had they saved that
the yoga kill,
for the like one of the last kills, it would have been a better movie. Right. So yeah, you just have to know where to put your kills, I guess. The better kills.
Yes. No, we can't go without Where is it? I thought I put it on here.
And anybody who I was going to say, anybody who wonders what, like, if wants to know more in depth of what I'm talking about while Shasha works on that, what I'm saying is, like, if you watch like wrestling pay-per-views, and let's say WrestleMania 3, and you had Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan, that's your big match. That's the main event. That would be like putting it third. Like, not the main event, but like the third match to the end, and then having like 2 like lesser known wrestlers wrestle. It's like you can't go from Andre Hulk Hogan down to these, because it's like it's a down, so you have to build it's like a crescendo. Like, I want to say I was going to tell you, Lady Shasha, that I feel like the movies, all of the Final Destination, would you call that an opening salvo? Almost like if you think about it, like a, orchestra.
Do you mean like
the
first opening
kills.
Incident? Yeah,
yes.
The first or the premonition. The premonition kills is what I call it. The premonition kills, I feel like they have to be really, really dynamic, and that's part of the reason why I thought 4 relied too much on the 3D, because when you try to rewatch it without 3D, it just doesn't land.
No, it was horrible.
But before we go on, I would be remiss if we didn't do a little bit of a tribute to Tony Todd and how much gravitas he gave to a Final Destination. I just want to play the scene.
Was the Mutant Todd is definitely gone.
where he's first introduced.
Shh. Please. You'll wake the dead.
Why does hand do that?
Chemicals in the vascular flesh create cadaveric spasms.
Look, I'm his friend, and
I know who you are.
What are all those tiny marks?
Cuticle lacerations from pulling at the wire.
Pulling at the wire. If he was pulling at the wire, he wasn't trying to kill himself. It was an accident.
In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, mishaps, and no escapes. What you have to realize is that we're all just a mouse that a cat has by the tail. Every single move we make, from the mundane to the monumental, the red light that we stop at or run, the people we have sex with or won't with us, the airplanes that we ride or walk out of. It's all part of death's sadistic design, leading to the grave.
Design.
If he didn't deliver these lines the way he did, like, it just wouldn't be the same.
You figure out the design, you can cheat death?
Alex, you've already done that by walking off the plane. Your friend's departure shows that death has a new design for all of you. Now you have to figure out how and when it's coming back at you. Play hunch, Alex, if you think you can get away with it. But remember, the risk of cheating the plan, of disrespecting the design, could incite a fury that could terrorize even the Grim Reaper. And you don't even want to fuck with that man.
I love that.
Okay then, well, yeah, I'm sorry we broke in and...
No harm, no foul. I'll see you soon.
Iconic.
Yeah. You don't want to.
Let's yes, exactly. I just wanted to put this up because I mean he did an amazing job. Like I said, he added some gravitas to a movie that might have been a B movie. He's also featured in Final Destination Bloodlines, and it's actually his last theatrical role before he passed. You can see in the bottom right corner a picture of the cast taking a picture with him because, of course, you know, working with Tony Todd would be like a master class in acting. Yeah, I'm glad that he was able to do so well with his career and be so revered by so many people. I think that's pretty awesome.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. You know, he started it all with me with Candyman.
yes, Candyman.
So he will be missed.
Mm-hmm. And he was also in was it Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead, if I'm not mistaken?
I don't.
The one there was a Night of the Living Dead remake in the 90s with Tony Todd. I want to say it was directed by Tom Savini, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, he's done, I want to say, over 100 films. So like just legendary. We were happy to have him for as long as we did.
I wish we would have had a chance to meet him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something else I want to show you guys, which I stumbled upon when I was preparing for this show. I found some storyboards, which you don't get to see often, but let me share it here. Final Destination. Look, they drew out, you know, the people in the plane, and him getting the premonition. And the people in the plane as
That's good artistry.
Experiencing. Yeah.
That could have been a comic.
Yeah. And when you look at the actual film, it really does play out this way. The explosion at the front of the plane.
I just noticed one thing
Bloodlines.
though, in Final Destination when after watching it,
Mhm.
where'd the blood come from? Because remember there was just on the plane as it's going down, like it's starting to crash,
Mhm.
and all this hecticness that goes on. There's just giant a splat of blood that goes all against the wall, and I still don't know where
Because
it came from.
from the explosion. When the explosion happens, I imagine that people got pretty messed up. The people
Yeah,
that were near the explosion.
yeah.
All right, so let's get to have some fun
Oh,
now.
by the way,
Let me.
now, but real quick,
Mhm.
sorry. Where where was Final Destination the movie, not the movie, but the incident? What was it inspired from? Do you know?
Oh, there was an actual incident?
Yes, TWA
No.
Flight 800. Because I had to go on my first time ever
Mhm.
going into New York City with my friend June. We went
Mhm.
to his grandparents' house in Queens,
Yeah.
and we came back later on that night. And on the news, when I was went to the house, there was breaking news of a plane that exploded over Long Island Sound, and everybody was dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look. I mean, if you have time, look it up right now if you want. Just your TWA Flight 800.
I did not know that that
Hmm.
was inspiration. Mm.
And then, of course, their flight is what 180, and that's Flight 800.
Mhm.
Yep, I'm telling you, it was from TWA Flight 800 because it blew it minutes from taking off. It blew up in the sky
Mhm.
from New York City. And where did Final Destination happen? LaGuardia.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pretty crazy. But I'm sorry. Continue on. I just wanted to. I just had to interject that because I knew about it when it, like I knew like I said I remember when the airplane when it happened, but I remember them releasing the movie and going that's like what happened in Long Island because I was obsessed with it because I had just come back from New York, so I was watching that. I was watching the news about this, and you remember you probably don't, but I think it was either in the sound or out in the ocean. You could just see like part of the plane bobbing in the water, and they're like picking it up. So everybody just was in the water, dead, and it passed away. Unfortunately, no longer on this mortal coil.
Mhm.
But yes, sorry for my sidebar.
Oh, what would you rank
The movies,
yeah, from best to worst?
best, best one, uh, one, just because it's one is the starter.
Mhm.
I would have to say two, Bloodlines, 4, and then I mean 3, and then that Abomination that was all CGI. The race car
Best
one.
4. I would say 1, 2, 3, 5, Bloodlines, and then 4.
Yes, so we're both in agreement that 4 sucked.
Yeah,
Again,
4 is
yeah.
absolutely the worst. And that's not something unexpected because name a part 4 that was good besides Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Like I can't think of a 4. Aliens 4, I can't even remember. I know
Yeah.
3 was when they were in a prison colony. Is 4 the one with Winona Ryder?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember much about that one, so I can't even say.
I don't either.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was passable. It wasn't as bad as 5, but it wasn't super good either. Let me think what else. Hellraiser Bloodlines is part 4. It had its moments, but it still wasn't what I would consider a great movie. Rocky 4 is probably like the best number 4. It's Rocky 4.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other movie that had a really everyone that's listening, could you put if you can remember, or even if you're re-listening to this, please add in the comments if you can think of a part 4 that was good. I would say the Omen, the 4th Omen with the little girl. I forget what the
they should have
true
stopped
title
it.
of. That
They
was
should have
not that
stopped
bad.
You should have
I
stopped
think
that
it was
one.
pretty good. No,
But
I like the Omen 2 and 3. Like the whole series
Why?
is good.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. I don't know what you're talking about. The Omen 2 with the guy in the train yard. I would say I could see
No.
3. I could see people not really liking 3, but 1 and 2 are great.
No. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. I'm sorry, it's not for me.
Yeah.
No, they're just extremely
it's not
boring.
for you, but no, they're not boring at all. If you're
They're
really watching it,
if I really want to make a hot take, I'll say all 5 of them sucked. I didn't like. They were boring to me.
no, the Omen is amazing. Tom Baker says Dynasty season 4. Oh, I have to check out season 4. I've only gotten through season 1 and 2 of Dynasty so far. I'm still working on it. Same thing with Dallas. I just started watching Dallas last year. These are all shows that I couldn't stay. Like, it was past my bedtime to watch them. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like,
have you been watching your latest episode of Gilmore Girls?
no, I have not. I slipped off under Gilmore Girls. Also, Miami Vice. I'm still trying to get caught up on that one too.
Yeah.
Paul Draws ranks the Final Destination as 1, 2, 3, 5, and 4 is the worst. Yes, the same.
I think we all think.
Yeah, 4. I don't know what happened with 4. It was just really bad.
It left a bad taste in your mouth.
It just missed the mark. Now let's get to some really fun stuff. I made a little collage of your favorite kills and my favorite kills. Let's check them out. Start with yours.
Start with mine.
Mm-hmm.
We talk over them.
Yep, go ahead.
This is the absolute one of the best kills because this was crazy because that's there goes the start of the Rube Goldberg right there because she drips it on the computer. But still, how does it make it short? It wouldn't would it? I don't think it would.
And I did have to edit this scene a little bit, so there's a couple pieces cut out. Not of the kill, though. It's because it cuts back and forth between this and the guy walking.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was out there looking at the car or something. There, look at that.
Yeah.
That's the first one. And there's the song. This was excruciating if you look at it.
Yeah, because you just
excruciating. Damn. And then you think it's okay.
You think it's over. You think it's over. No, not so fast. But wait, there's more.
Wink.
and then you think it's over. You think, oh, well, that's got to be the end of it, right?
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then he dumbass grabs the damn knife.
For real.
And this is it. Here you go.
Bam.
Now you're dead. I love that.
Now this. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to do that. I button by mistake and it removed.
Yeah, they were double feature. Hold on, before we play that. Here. Oh, here we go, Shasha. They love Gilmore Girls as well.
Yes, it's a good show.
They also say I agree with that ranking, Paul. They agree with Paul Draw's ranking, which is similar to ours. Fourth Godzilla movie is good. Godzilla versus Mothra. Yeah, he's right about that. Then, lastly, the kitchen scene was crazy. They were letting her have it. They were. That's what I loved about it. Like she could not. She got stabbed and everything. All right, go ahead.
And this is your second favorite death, Tim's glass death.
Yes.
From Final Destination 2.
What did he say about your tooth? Did he say it was like
I can't remember.
Don't do it.
I don't know why he wanted to chase these pigeons as big as he is.
That's what makes it great.
The way he just folded up.
But the best part about that whole scene was lead up to it. In the dentist chair, when the thing from the sky thing falls into his throat, and you think he's gonna die from that, so it swerved you.
Yes. And
But
this
all
is
right,
your
here's my
this is
third.
your third.
Yeah, this is it.
Could you be a little quieter with that thing, please?
Yes, I'll set it on silent mode.
Just put it on quiet mode.
Oh, quiet mode.
Good.
Damn.
I think they should have had blood come out of the tube, more blood come out of the tube.
That's
but it
yeah,
didn't.
I say that all the time. But yeah. And the cigarette there it goes, and it drops.
Yep.
And this is okay, this is yours or mine?
These are mine. These are my favorite three.
Oh, Billy's
First
train
one is
death.
Billy's train death.
Yeah, you do love a good beheading.
It really is nice. Get I saw it. I felt.
Scared now?
No!
Bullshit! He saved your life again.
That's right! You're next,
I hate the way he
I still
won.
remember how the audience reacted to
We
this.
don't need this shit right now.
I don't need
Yeah.
it ever! What are you doing? Get away from me next! It's fucking Billy, I'm not dead! Oh, you will be! You're dead! You're dead! And you ain't taking me with you!
See, that's nice
I was so
work.
happy when he
Practical
died.
effects. Yes, practical effects. Yes, I'm happy for that. I love that for me.
I'm happy when that was one of the most annoying characters.
Mm-hmm. This is
one.
my second favorite one.
Excuse me. Please tell me you have a short in your radio.
Get out! What? Behind us! There's no one in the truck! Watching your footsteps. Shit! Hey!
Runaway truck.
Come on, pull up!
Right there! There it goes!
Watch out, come here! Come on, let's go! Go!
Oh, wait till the cut back. Like you think, oh, okay, we saw something, and then they're like, just a moment of quiet, and then a final gotcha.
They had to have
This
so
is when
much
the
fun
practical
doing this.
effects person is proud of their work. Check this out.
Yeah.
Because they want you to see it. You see that? Wait for it. Wait.
And of course,
I call that showmanship. And this is my first favorite.
probably cringing right now just watching this part again.
Because that screw on the balance beam, it was like, oh, I hate seeing that. Oh my god. And then this
Crunch.
Oh gosh. And then they show it to us again. That is
And
good
her fingers
work.
twitching.
Yeah, those are iconic. I mean, I can't front. Iconic.
I mean, there were a lot. I mean, in the throughout the franchise, there have been a lot of really good kills. But I mean, like I said, the barbed wire one, because that's just recency bias because I just finished watching it. The The only problem I had with the Final Destination 1 and 2
Mm-hmm.
is the rewatchability. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
watched them again, and it's like it's like I wouldn't rewatch The Sixth Sense
Yeah.
because I know what's gonna happen. So trying to rewatch them for like a third time, I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see what you're saying. I had fun rewatching them.
I
Except for
mean,
4.
This was your I think this was your second time seeing them because you never watched them.
Yeah, after
watching them once,
after I saw them in the movie theater, they weren't really played on cable when I think about it. Like I didn't see them being replayed anywhere.
No.
Or it could have
but-
just been at the time that they were being replayed on cable, I was busy in either college or grad school. So I just wasn't.
Yeah.
Because there's like a whole section. That's why I didn't know about the Gilmore Girls. Like there's a blind spot for 2000 to 2010 is like a blind spot for a lot of TV and film for me because I just didn't have time to watch it.
I know. Believe me, no. Most of the time was taken up watching shows like Chappelle Show and American Idol.
Mm.
We watch a lot of American Idol.
Did we?
Yes.
That's horrible. Oh, I remember why we didn't have cable.
No, no.
I don't want to remember those times. Okay, how do
kids.
Let me suspend my ad block on here. Okay.
All right, so let me
Pause on this
see.
site. I have to reload the page. This is ad block.
All right. Well, Full Monkey Latte says, "Oh, they got jokes."
Mhm.
She Scorpion bad. She really did.
Mhm.
Here in Belgium, they never played it on cable either, I guess.
Mhm.
And then they did, but wait, something they did. You gotta rewrite that.
One
Tom
they
Baker.
no, it's
one they did, but not the other
but not
movies.
the other movies.
Oh, I need my glasses back on.
And then also, that scene is brutal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Double feature.
All right, I have a little bit of horror news. It's only just this one story because, like I said, I'm going to come back on Monday and do a full horror news live stream. And this is according to Variety. This article is written by Brent Lang. It says Eli Roth directing Ice Cream Man, his most terrifying and an insane film yet, with Media Capital Technologies and the horror section financing and producing exclusive. Okay, it's not letting me scroll.
Is it gonna have Ron Howard?
There we
in
go.
it? I mean, not Ron Howard.
Variety, get your site together. I can't scroll it well. Okay, here we go. Media Capital Technologies, MCT, and the horror section will fully finance and produce Ice Cream Man, Eli Roth's new horror film. Roth, a master of the genre whose work includes Hostel and Cabin Fever, or the Hostel and Cabin Fever franchise, returns with the story of an idyllic summer town descending into madness when an ice cream man serves kids sweet delights with horrifying results. Beyond that sparse teaser, the plot details are being kept under wraps. Roth wrote the script and will direct from an original idea he has had for over 20 years. He says that the delay is because studios got antsy about financing it. The filmmaker launched the horror section earlier this year with the goal of making the kind of independent scary stories that made him famous. Roth will also produce Ice Cream Man alongside MCT's Christopher Woodrow and Raj Singh and Cream's Kate Harrison. Executive producers include MCT's Connor DiGregorio and Eli Massillon, and the horror section's John Schnars. WME Independent will represent the international right to the film and introduce it to buyers in Cannes. The horror section has U.S. rights to the film and plans a wide theatrical release during the second quarter of 2026. Filming is set to begin this summer in Canada. I've had this idea for a long, long time. The studios were too afraid of my early drafts. Now's the time to push the envelope farther than I ever have with what I think will be my most terrifying and insane film to date, says Roth. Films like Ice Cream Man are what we created the horror section for, to make unrated, boundary-pushing theatrical events the horror fans can all scream about for years. I'm very lucky to have such fantastic partners like MCT and, of course, all the investors in the horror section. Working with Eli is always a privilege, and this film feels fresh and exciting as it's his first original project in the independent market in nearly a decade, says MCT's principals Christopher Woodrow and Raj Singh. We believe Ice Cream Man will mark the start of the next great horror franchise with massive commercial potential. Ice Cream Man will be MCT's debut as a financier of independent film projects, an expansion from its role as Lionsgate's primary film slate co-financing partner. Recent films include Saw 10, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and Flight Risk. Upcoming titles include the John Wick spin-off Ballerina, The Long Walk, Good Fortune, and The Housemaid. MCT is a specialty finance company focused on strategic investments and premium content. The company provides capital to media and entertainment businesses, including motion picture studios, independent production entities, and intellectual property rights holders. A range of institutional investors, including MassMutual, support the company and its investment activities. In March 2025, Roth, in partnership with MCT, launched the horror section with a focus on building a robust library of intellectual property. The company will produce, acquire, and distribute a wide range of content, including independent theatrical films, television series, games, podcasts, and live events. MCT provides strategic support across corporate finance, project finance, and day-to-day operational management. Here's something that doesn't jive with me. Because it says the horror section with a focus on building a robust library of intellectual property, that's one thing. Then it says the company will produce, acquire, and distribute a wide range of content, including independent theatrical films. So if it's an independent theatrical film, are they acquiring the intellectual property of that film? Because if they do, it's no longer an independent film. It seems like these two things are incongruent.
Yes.
It seems like you're a corporation that is trying to sell that you are helping independent filmmakers, but as soon as you say you're building a robust library of intellectual property, are you taking their intellectual property? Are you taking the intellectual property of the independent film? Just a thought. Let me finish this off. There's only a couple more sentences. Roth's credits include The House with a Clock in Its Walls, Knock Knock, and Thanksgiving. The horror section recently announced its first major film acquisition with the Joe Bagos-directed Jimmy and Stiggs, set for a wide theatrical release in August 2025. MCT is represented by CAA. Eli Roth is represented by WME. WME is William Morris Entertainment. I can't remember what CAA stands for, but I will get on that later. But that's the only horror news I have for today. I may repeat this on Monday because I have several other stories on Monday that I will be doing. But with that, I think we'll just wrap it up. Let me stop the screen.
All right.
Okay. I hear children screaming. There's just children playing outside screaming. I can hear it through.
Is it coming from my mic? Hold on. I want to mute. Tell me if you still hear it.
No, I don't hear it.
So it must be coming from.
There might be some. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're getting out of here anyway. So let me take the banner down.
Children screaming. That's.
And we'll get out of here. We thank everybody for coming through. We'll see you next Thursday. We'll probably get into some Karate Kid shenanigans. But stay tuned.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right. Have a great night, guys.